to another episode of the Total NASL Roundtable. This is the championship edition where we talk about the semifinals. We're here with Theo once again. How are you tonight?
I'm doing great. It's a championship week. Can't wait.
It's so exciting.
Yeah.
Can't wait until Saturday. You can't wait until Sunday. And let's get talking about the Fury facing Minnesota United. Are you confident going into this match?
No, not confident. I'm less confident than I would have been against Fort Lauderdale, but we kind of threw that away. So now we're facing a team that beat us. The last team to beat the Fury, the only time that the Fury have been beaten in 25 matches was Minnesota United FC in August. So it's a team that knows how to beat us. And it's going to be an incredibly intense match on Sunday afternoon in Ottawa. The two teams over the course of the season played one draw, one win each. And throughout the course of those matches, a dislike, I would say, evolved throughout the two teams. They don't like each other. And there was a lot of shenanigans, hard fouls, diving, and there was an incident in August. I don't know if you remember this, but when Minnesota United beat the Fury, they did it late in the game, and the sub, Pablo Mendez, he's the one. He was a sub. He was warming up on the sidelines, and the Fury fans were chanting at him, "You'll always be a sub. You'll always be a sub." Anyways, and so he goes on and he scored the winner, and he ran to the supporter section, tore off his shirt, and all hell broke loose. That was...
Or you started throwing beer at them or something like that?
Yeah, there was some objects, some empty beer cups sent his way. And his own manager, Manny Lagos, and the rest of the bench actually ran to him to prevent him from getting into trouble because he was taunting the fans, essentially. And so that has stuck with Ottawa fans because, A, it's the only loss in 25 matches, and it was not dirty, but there was some bad feeling about how the goal was celebrated. So you've got all that subtext going on for this match, and I can't wait. There's some matchups on the field that have been great this season. You've got Tommy Heineman, the big number 9 for the Fury, leading scorer, 8 goals. He's going up against that defense, and Thiago Calvano is the guy, and Christian Diaz, two guys who have tried to manhandle him, and there's been a lot of rough play between those three guys, and I can't wait to see it on Sunday to see how intense it is now that it's a playoff match.
Do you think these key players that were rested last week, do you think they'll be ready for Sunday?
It better damn well be, because listen, I was at the watch party on Saturday afternoon. When they took on Atlanta, we knew that Mark Dos Santos, the head coach of the Fury, was going to rest some players. I don't think we thought he would go so far as to gut the midfield. There were no midfield players that were regular starters, and it was clearly evident. The ball could not get from defense to the forwards. There was that missing link in the middle. And fans that I spoke to at the match, at the viewing party, were upset. They thought that there should have been a greater effort to go for it in terms of trying to get the number 1 seed, which the Cosmos got in the end because you beat Tampa, because that would have been a soccer bowl possibility in Ottawa. We've lost out on that unless somehow the Cosmos lose to Fort Lauderdale and the soccer bowl takes place elsewhere. But also, the bigger controversy here is that instead of taking on Fort Lauderdale, We're taking on Minnesota. Minnesota finished a dozen points above Fort Lauderdale. They're a much, much tougher opponent than Fort Lauderdale are. And I think that more than anything is what upset some fans, not to the point of being really mad at Dos Santos, because you can't. He's the greatest manager we've ever had. He's the only manager we've ever had. But he is fantastic. He's got the support of the fans despite what might be seen as a misstep. And some people disagree with that premise as well. I shouldn't just speak to that. There are people who say, no. The right thing to do was to rest the players, be ready for the semifinal, just like Dos Santos said, and go 100% to win the championship. So, listen, there's two sides of that coin. I fall on the side of the coin that I would have liked to play Fort Lauderdale instead of Minnesota.
And again, you have the home field advantage if you get the first seed, and that would have been well for the Fury, but maybe it wouldn't help you guys out because you beat us away 4-1. It's not a result I want to remember. But I actually was not expecting that result. Yes, by that scoreline, anything can happen. So, what's your score prediction for this matchup against United?
I'm going to say that it's going to finish 1-1, and we're going to penalties. I think those two teams are so closely matched that it's going to go to penalties. And because of Romuald Paiser, I think we're going to take it in penalties.
Hopefully Paiser doesn't waste a lot of time.
Well, maybe he'll do the whole our goalkeeper coach is Bruce Grobbelaar. He's a former Liverpool legend, and he's famous for in the Champions League final for Liverpool against Roma. He did this little like wiggly dance in front of the player that was going to take the penalty, and the player missed, and Liverpool won the Champions League. And so maybe Paiser will do a little wiggle dance and try to distract the players if it goes to penalties.
Don't you think the referee knows of Paiser's ability of wasting time? He's been doing it the whole season. So don't you think people are accustomed to what he's doing?
They absolutely are aware of it now. And I don't think it makes a difference. If we get to a situation where we're up 1 with 15 minutes to go, what's the cost? It's a yellow card to waste some time. He's going to do it. I mean, even if it's right away. So I wouldn't be too worried about that.
If he does it the whole match, right?
I don't think he'd do it the whole match. I really don't think so. He hasn't, in some matches he has, it's true. But I don't think he'd do it here. It's too risky.
So Paiser, if you're listening, please don't do your time-wasting skills until the end of the match, please. If you want you're our best player, or his best player on the team.
Yeah, he is the best player I find on the Fury.
Yeah, but not better than Jimmy Maurer. So let's get talking about the New York Cosmos and the Strikers. So you can think about that one.
Okay, go ahead.
The Cosmos are playing the Strikers at home or at MCU Park in Coney Island, Brooklyn. It's going to be a very exciting match. The Cosmos, they didn't rest their starters against the Rowdies. They wanted the #1 seed, and we got it. We sure got it. We beat the Rowdies by a score of 2-0. Raul played his heart out. Maybe his best match ever played with the New York Cosmos. That could be a big argument, but I feel he was fighting for balls that shouldn't have been his. He actually went around a defender, and he got tripped in the box. No PK was called, but it was a Cosmos corner, so that's good. But playing the Strikers, they are a wild card team. Was not expecting them to make the championship this season, just because they hired a youth coach. They fired him at the end of the spring, I believe, and they hired Gunter Kronsteiner once again for his second stint. Again, brought him to the championship for the second season in a row. If he beats the Cosmos, which is a big task to do, if he does, he will be in the Soccer Bowl for the second time in a row. Last season, they were runner-ups. They lost to the Scorpions away. So hopefully the Strikers don't beat the Cosmos. I don't see that happening at all, but it's going to be a great match conditions-wise because last time the Cosmos played at MCU Park, it was very windy, it was very cold, but it was a nighttime match in May. So this Saturday is at 2 p.m. It's supposed to be like 65 degrees. I don't know what the conversion is for Celsius, but it's going to be a great match. Conditions probably a bit windy because we're near the water. I expect Raul to start, especially Senna. Lucky was being rested for the past couple of weeks. Don't know if he was injured or I don't know what's up with him, but hopefully it was just resting him for the semifinals. So if it's Lucky and Raul up top and the same lineup because we've been consistent every single week, if we just throw out a great lineup, I feel we can get the job done. My score prediction is a 2-1 Cosmos victory. I don't see us going to PKs, but again, it could be close because the first time we played the Strikers in the fall season at home, we beat them. I think it was 3-0, and then the following week it was a home and away. So the following week we played at Lockhart. We were down 3-0, and we came back and we tied it 3-3. So again, it might be overpowering because we have more stars or better players, but I feel that the Strikers can get the job done. But hopefully it doesn't happen. But I just feel that if they're lucky and if it's their day, it can happen. And they will face the winner of the Fury and United.
Yeah, Minnesota United. Yeah, it's what's your score prediction? You asked me, so I'll ask you. What's your score prediction?
A 2-1 New York Cosmos.
2-1 New York Cosmos. Right, no penalties is what you said.
No,
Okay.
I feel like it's just a fair scoreline.
Yeah.
The Cosmos should dominate the match. It's going to be back and forth, but I feel if the Cosmos make that one mistake, which they played great defense against the Rowdies, if they keep that up and they just make one mistake, they just get unlucky somehow, then that goal is there for 2-1. So I feel that's a fair scoreline for the New York Cosmos. We get through. We face the winner. Hopefully it's the Fury. That'll be a great matchup.
Yeah. Do you have any injuries, like other than Lucky? Do you have any other guys that are doubtful or?
Well, Lucky isn't injured. He's just been getting benched for a couple of weeks. I don't know why. Maybe they've just been testing Gaston Salvino up front because he was their newest signing a couple months ago. So maybe just giving him some minutes because we clinched the spring season a while ago. So maybe that's the reason. But Ruben Bolvar, who was one of our midfielders, he got subbed out of the game against the Rowdies because he was down. Sebastian Gonzalez, he had cramps or something like that. So he got a match as well. So I don't know if these are long-term injuries, but we will have to see on Saturday.
Yeah. And how do you think your defense will fare against Stefano Pino? Like, how do they contain that guy?
I think we try to contain great players throughout the league. We contain Freddie Adu, which people may argue that he's not a big force, but again,
He hurt us.
He could be a threat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we shut him down against the Rowdies when we played this past Saturday. So, I mean, I feel like we can shut down most people in the league, and I feel like we have that MLS defense. Call it that.
And who are your shutdown guys? Like, who are those central defenders and maybe a defensive midfielder that would shut that guy down?
Well, talking about injuries, Adam Moffat, a player that I forgot to put in there, he has been out for a couple weeks, and I just forgot to put him in.
Sure, yeah.
Injuries. Yeah, he was our central defensive mid. We have Danny Sotelo, who may start, but he didn't start on Saturday just because he had a yellow card, and they didn't want him to get a red card. I mean, another yellow than a red, and he would have been out for the semifinal. But our defenders, Carlos Mendez, I don't know if you ever heard of him from the Red Bulls.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hunter Freeman as well. So some talented defenders. We also have this guy on loan. His name is Samuel Caceres. He's a great young defender. If the Cosmos can buy out his contract, he'll be a very, very bright defender for the league, not just for the Cosmos, just for the whole league. I feel like he's a very talented young lad.
That's cool. I forgot to mention that Colin Falvey, our Irish central back, central back, yeah, he got injured in the Atlanta game, and he came off right away. Like, he didn't even hesitate. He signaled for a substitute, and he did not practice today. And so there's some concern there. Mark Dos Santos, after the practice, said that he's not sure that Falvey is going to play on Sunday. Who knows, though? It's playoff time, and we're conditioned here in Canada that hockey teams, they don't talk about injuries during the playoffs. So I think there's a bit of that mentality going on. He might be fine. Who knows? There's also Richie Ryan, the captain, who has not played for 3 weeks. A little bit like your Adam Moffat guy. Richie Ryan practiced today with the team. He looked good. He maybe wasn't going at full tilt, but I expect him to play on Sunday.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this week's show. We will be back next week.
Hold on, John. I got one more issue that I'm going to ambush you with. Okay. Did you hear about the San Antonio Scorpions situation?
Yes, I forgot to mention all that. My bad.
Okay, no. I'll set it up for you. So Alan Marcina, who was the coach of the Scorpions, he got fired yesterday. Or no, not yesterday, but whenever their game was, they flew back to San Antonio and they fired him at the luggage pickup at the airport in front of all the players, in front of everyone there. They fired him. They wouldn't even give him the dignity of firing him in an office quietly. No, you're gone.
But my question is, did people like that were at the airport, did they know who he was? You know what I mean? But
yeah, but still.
But do you know where I'm coming from, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't like a superstar getting fired, but
yeah, because people make it sound like no, in public is really bad, but no one knew who he was. It could have been like a general conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But still, I just feel like the Scorpions should be a lot more professional, and there even is a petition having Cornfield out, who was the GM and president, and I personally signed that because I want that dude out. I just want him out of there because he's bad news bears for the Scorpions.
And the league, it looks bad on the league. If you start doing shit like that, you're not going to attract good coaching talent. Like, who wants to go work for San Antonio now?
And he's not going to re-sign his players until he gets a coaching. So that means that most of the team is just going to leave. Which is not good as well. I know supporters down there just getting really mad at the club. I just feel like they're having a Red Bull effect. If you know what happened last season, like with the coach leaving, but the front office, it was just a change of front office with the Red Bulls at the time when they fired Mike Pecky, and now they have Jesse Marsh, and everyone's just going crazy because they're so great now. And hopefully, we can talk about that next season. That the Scorpions are the best team in the league, and they have the best coach, and Cornfield's gone, and and Hartman is not there no more, or I don't know, but hopefully there's some more positive news coming out. Being these Scorpions fans, leave a comment below if you guys would like to leave a comment below if you're a Scorpions fan with your thoughts about what's going on. If you're not a Scorpions fan as well, just leave your comments below. What are your thoughts on Cornfield? Was that a good thing to fire a coach in public? Was it not good? Bio said. And that's all the time we have for today. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Leave a like rating as well. And as always, let's go NASL.
Woo! See you later.